Hey, what's up? Today we're going to be doing a You're Bad at Social Media number 124. Social media. What a strange world we live in where people are social on media. It's crazy. I'm trying to come up with some random improv intro here and it's just not coming to me. So let's just get into the video. Let's do it. Hey. What's up? Miss G is gone for a few days, so I brought my worms into the living room. They're not allowed. Here's a selfie I took. Picture. Mr. G is living it up. Damn. Don't party too hard while Mrs. G is gone. He brought his worms inside. He was like, yeah, suck on that. I'm assuming they're worms for fishing, right? Or something like that. He looks so serious in the picture, too. He's a badass right now. This guy's going to start knocking over banks or some shit. This is what happens, right? It's like a gateway into criminal activity. First you bring your worms into the house, and then all of a sudden you're buying a gun and holding people up on the street. Gotta keep an eye on Mr. G. Today I introduced my girlfriend to my parents. It did not go well. Turns out she is the girl my dad cheated with 5 years ago, the reason my parents got divorced. Oh, and as a bonus, it turns out her 4-year-old son is also my dad's 4-year-old son. My secret half-brother. Fuck my life. This is one of those things where if you think you're having a bad day, you just gotta read this and be like, well, there's other people having bad days too. Do you think this girlfriend did it on purpose, or do you think like she knew that this was the son of her father? Like she was just trying to get back in that family by dating the son and then just trying to open up that conversation with this man. It's like, yeah, this is my new girlfriend. That's like, oh, I know her. She's been trying to get child support from me for years. And this is her last ditch effort. Well, just pay the child support, okay? And then she won't be manipulating your son into dating her. What would have been even more of a twist is if like the son now got her pregnant and is gonna have a child and he was also cheating on his wife, just repeating his dad's mistakes. If you put a bee in the freezer, it will get cold and fall asleep. After it's asleep, put it in your mouth, but don't eat it. Just let it sit there. It will get warm and wake up. Now you have a bee in your mouth. Why the fuck would I do that? That is a good reply. That is a good question to ask this person. Could you imagine you're following this little thing step by step? Not looking at what the result is in the end. You're just like, okay, bee's in my mouth. Now you have a bee in your mouth. Idiot. I'm just trying to think of like a good reason to want to have a bee in your mouth. And I just can't think of a good reason. Why would you want that? Some sort of therapeutic sting therapy? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would want to be in your mouth. Can you make a male babysitter pay child support? What? I'm a single mom going to college with my sister. We currently rent an apartment together. A couple weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours while I went to class and my sister wasn't home, and he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role? I'm sure I can convince a court that he accepted a fatherly role. This guy does you a favor and your first thought is like, how can I milk some money out of him? Come on. You're trying to scam your babysitter. My babysitter didn't accept money to do me a favor, so I'm trying to see if I can get some money out of him now. Will you babysit my children and pay me for your time? And that's why you don't do favors for people, because they're always going to backstab you. That's a very cynical way to look at the world. I would hope that doing a favor would give you some good karma, not have child support payments just come out of nowhere. Got no kids? Question mark? Hire a babysitter anyway. Say your kid is asleep upstairs and must not be disturbed. Then upon your return, ask where your child is and watch them freak the fuck out. Why would you do this? I don't know. 'Cause you're bored? Bored as shit? Film it for YouTube. People love pranks on YouTube. Free hot dog? Holy shit, a bathroom hot dog? Right on the toilet? Not even on a plate? Score! Probably has some pee droplets on it from people coming in and out and peeing. Maybe some poo particles on there. Shit! Count me in. Sign me up. I will never say no to a hot dog. Why don't you just grab that off the toilet, sit down on the floor, and eat it off the bathroom floor? Dip it in the pee. Just do it. Be more trusting. You have to be more trusting in your surprise hot dogs. Free hot dog. Actually, the first time I looked at this picture, I was just alarmed that there was a hot dog sitting on a toilet. I did not see the sticky note that said free hot dog. Shit. I'm tempted. Don't have a bookmark? Try using Chex Mix instead. That would work. Maybe not the most practical bookmark, but if you're strapped and you have nothing else to put in there. Because You do not bend the pages over on books, okay? That is just a bad thing to do to a book. You don't hurt books. I have a wife who loves reading. If I ever folded over the page on one of her books, she would probably divorce me. Rip that page out and slit my throat with it. Little paper cut slits. Mentioned a cervix to my 26-year-old boyfriend, and he looked confused. Asked him did he not know what that was, and he looked at me in the eye so confidently and said, yeah, Jesus was nailed to one. Wait, Jesus was nailed to a cervix? What? Weird. I always thought it was a crucifix. Man, I mean, I should really read the Bible. There's a lot of details that I missed. Just finished a new deck, $800 worth of lumber. You know, honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if that lumber cost like $200 for this joke. Lumber seeds for sale, $5 a piece. Don't lowball me. I know what I got. These lumber ones are actually pretty funny. I can relate because like I said before, I really wanted to finish my basement this year, and it's not happening. It's not happening. In 2017, scientists began a global search to find a mate for Jeremy, a rare left-coiled snail. Since his shell coiled in the opposite direction of most snails, his organs couldn't align with others. 2 contenders were found, but they mated with each other instead of Jeremy. Oh, poor Jeremy the snail. Can't catch a break. Oh, shit. You tried to find him a mate, and you just made him into a third wheel. Jeremy's just standing in the corner, rubbing his little snail ween, smoking a cigarette, while these 2 snails are banging in front of him. You made Jeremy into a cuck. That's what you did. What? How dare you? How dare you, cuckold? Poor little Jeremy the snail. I accidentally ate my little brother's umbilical cord when it fell off because I thought it was a black olive, laughing my ass off. No! That person was alarmed. What? You just found a black olive on the floor? You're like, ooh, black olive, and you tried to eat it? Oh, look, a black olive. Great. Although I got scared when my baby's umbilical cord, because if you don't know, it's like, I know because if you don't have a kid, you might not know, but when a baby gets their umbilical cord clamped, the clamp stays on for a good while after the baby is born, and then eventually the little dry end of the umbilical cord on their belly button, the last little nub, will fall off, just naturally by itself. And that actually happened to me too in my bathroom, and I couldn't find it for the longest time, and I figured one of my dogs ate it, but we found it. It was not eaten. And then I ate it because I thought it was a black olive. And I was like, damn. Easy way to kill a husband. I cannot drown him. Inject insulin under his tongue. That way the mark will never be found. Then drive the body 2 hours away from your house. That way you're outside the geographical profile. Then dig a hole 12 feet deep and put his body in it. Fill halfway. Then put a dead animal and cover it. That way if they bring dogs, the dogs will just alert to a dead animal. If the cops so happen to find the body, they will run a tox screen to see if there were any drugs involved. Insulin won't show up on a normal tox screen. And if they specifically test for insulin, then they will assume that it was undiagnosed diabetes. Oh, you meant a sim. Oops. Yeah, this was posted on the Sims 4 community, so obviously that was a joke. And a few things alarming about this plot to kill a husband. Digging a hole 12 feet deep seems like a nightmare. I'd rather just turn myself in. You gotta dig 12 feet down, and then you gotta find an animal to kill. And also, if they test for insulin, they're not gonna be like, oh, they'll just think it's undiagnosed diabetes. They'll think he went into diabetic shock, dug a 12-foot hole, and buried himself. That's what they'll think. Yeah, right. That'll cover your tracks. Like, oh man, he must have just fallen in this hole. And then all the dirt fell on top of him too. And then a wild animal also fell on top into the hole. And it's crazy. Crazy. But, you know, it's an open and shut case. It was definitely diabetes that killed him. What? And the winner of this year's award for worst nest ever goes to this little fat pigeon. Dove? I don't know. You know I can't tell the difference between animals. Birds are hard. Aw, that poor bird. It tried so hard. This is on someone's welcome mat. It looks like a setup picture, to be honest. That poor little bird. He's like, you're embarrassing me. Just put me back in my nest with my egg. I hope they actually didn't, like, take an egg out of a nest and then, like, try to strategically make this. There was this one time, I felt so bad, but it was during, like, quarantine, like, last spring or summer or whatever. A bird actually made a nest in the reef on my front door. We hadn't left the house in, like, a week, and a bird made a nest on our front door on the reef. So, obviously, I had to move the nest. There was no eggs or anything in it yet, or any baby birds or anything, so I took the nest and I put it in my backyard, just like, I don't know, hoping they would find it. I just put it up in like the corner of my house where birds make nests sometimes. And it was sad because the bird actually came and it tried to lay its egg in its nest. And then I just saw like smashed robin's eggs on my front porch. It's sad because I'm like, shit, like I couldn't let you have baby birds on the front door, okay? I couldn't be swinging my door open with baby birds there and a bird trying to feed them and stuff. That would have been bad. So, but yeah, that's my little story. But you know what? Now that nest where I put it, it is actually occupied this year by other birds. So the nest is being used this year. Introducing Baby Pod, the vaginal sound system to give your fetus a concert. In this week's episode of Things Not to Put Up Your Twat, Tuesday. Why did I read that as Wednesday? Hold on, let me do this again. In this week's episode of Things Not to Put Up Your Twat, damn it. In this week's episode of Things Not to Put Up Your Twat Tuesday, we have Baby Pod, the musical tampon that helps your baby somehow. It's a radio for your ladio. It's jams for your clam. iTunes for your poon. It's a subwoofer for your muffler. Okay, I'll stop. Is there a little speaker? Because that would be great if you could put it up there and then be like, hello, new baby. Hello, this is your father. I just wanted to say hi. You're doing great. You're developing good. All your scans are good today. That baby would be in there just freaking out like, God, is that you? You're playing music in there and they're just sitting there like banging on the walls. Just like, excuse me, I'm trying to sleep in here. You know, it seems like kind of a cool idea, to be honest, though. I wonder if it would actually work. Because they say that you can like play a song for your baby while it's in your tummy. So we actually did that for my daughter. We played the same song for her while she was in my wife's belly just to like see if it would work. And now that song actually is the biggest soother of her when she's like having a freak out or she's screaming when she was a really, really young baby and she was having like a screaming fit. We would play that song and it would calm her right down. It's kind of cool. So, you know what? This seems like a crazy idea, but maybe not so much. Blank asked a question in urine therapy. So, my wife doesn't believe in UT, despite all my convincing. I use UT every day and she despises me for it, and it's driving a wedge between us. Yeah, I think drinking your own urine every day is gonna drive a wedge in any relationship you have. She winces and shudders when I'm having a glass at breakfast together every morning. And so to cut a long story short, she found out I've been sneaking in just a touch of my pee in her coffee and teas for the past few weeks. Wow. I mean, she's furious, but all I'm doing is trying to help her. She is very, very ill at the moment, and if she had been using UT for as long as me, I'm sure she wouldn't be sick at all. She's now taken the kids to her parents' house because she doesn't want me to piss in their milk. Eye roll emoji. You probably have been pissing in their milk. Don't be putting an eye roll emoji up there. You're at fault here, sir. Any advice? Anyone been in a similar position? I'm really worried for her health and I miss my children. Thanks in advance. My advice to you is to just give up on this relationship because you were pissing in her coffee. You're putting pee in her coffee. The relationship is dead. You'll be lucky if you see your children again. I'm sorry, but drinking your own urine, how can that help you? Urine is like the bad stuff in your body going out of your body, and then you're going to drink it back into your body. I could see if you were in a survival situation where you had no water and you had to drink your pee, but just doing it for fun because you think it's going to give you health benefits. I don't know, show me some science and I'll drink my own pee. You give me some solid science that drinking my own pee is going to cure like different things inside me and like heal my body, then sure, I'll inject it up my butt. But no, not until I see the science. If Elon Musk starts drinking his own pee and looking much younger for it, then I'll do it. If Elon Musk does it, I'll do it. I love when he says, any advice? Anyone been in a similar position? In a similar position? Have I ever snuck pee into my wife's coffee? No, I have never been in a similar position. Damn. There are some crazy people out there. I just can't believe there's a whole, like, Facebook group or whatever in urine therapy. What? Weird. I think I'm going to get involved in this, actually. Maybe I'll go try to get in. Do I have to, like, drink my own pee as an initiation? Like, show a picture of you drinking your own pee to prove you're one of us. Ooh. I might go undercover. Anyway, those are the social media things I have for you today. That's about it. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.